This must reach you before tomorrow. Something rare, sacred, and deeply powerful is happening, and it demands your silence. On May 30th, Mercury enters the heart of the Sun, a rare cosmic alignment called Kazimi. And during this exact moment, your words, your thoughts, and your energy are amplified beyond imagination. But there's a warning you must hear. If you speak too soon or share too much, you may distort your destiny. There are certain celestial moments that don't just move the planets, they move us. Mercury Kazimi is one of them. While it may sound like just another astronomical term, its deeper meaning touches the soul. Mercury, the planet of communication and thought, enters the very center of the Sun, a sacred moment when mental energy is brought into direct contact with divine will. It's as if your mind is being pulled into a cosmic fire, not to be destroyed, but to be made clearer, sharper, and more aligned with your highest truth. But the transformation doesn't come with noise or effort. It comes with stillness. This is not the time to be loud, reactive, or expressive. In fact, the more you try to figure things out with your usual mind, the more foggy and disconnected you might feel. Kazimi offers a rare gift, a spiritual reset for your thoughts. And yet, this gift only becomes visible when you stop trying to control or narrate your experience. The clarity doesn't arrive through speaking. It arrives through surrender. In this sacred alignment, silence becomes the language of the soul. It's within this quiet space that truth begins to rise, not the kind you chase, but the kind that's always been inside you, waiting for a moment of peace to speak. Mercury in the heart of the Sun isn't just an event in the sky. It's a call to realign your inner world, to listen deeply, to let go of noise, because sometimes the loudest revelations come when you say absolutely nothing. On most days, we speak without thinking twice, casual texts, passing comments, small talk. But during Mercury Kazimi, every word carries a different kind of power. Words are not just sounds, they're carriers of energy. On this day, when Mercury is illuminated by the heart of the Sun, your voice becomes a vessel. Every sentence you say echoes louder into the fabric of your future. What you speak now doesn't just express, it activates. So much so, even an offhand remark can ripple into unexpected outcomes. That's why silence becomes more than a choice. It becomes a shield. When you speak out of habit or ego, your words may invite energies you're not prepared for, projections, misinterpretations, or reactions that reflect your fears instead of your truth. Alignment is everything here. If you don't feel centered and grounded, speaking can dilute your message or twist your intentions. The universe is incredibly sensitive right now, and it responds instantly to your vibration. So, if you're unsure, don't explain, don't declare, just breathe. This is your opportunity to shift your relationship with speech, to move from reaction to reflection. Instead of filling the space with words, honor it with presence. The truth you're seeking may not be found in what you say, but in what you allow yourself to feel when you pause. In this sacred window, restraint is not weakness, it's wisdom. Let your silence speak on your behalf. It will carry the message your soul is really trying to send. We often mistake silence for absence, a void to be filled or an awkward pause to be avoided. But in truth, silence is the most sacred space we can enter. It holds the energy of presence, of depth, of inner truth. It's the quiet place where the external world fades and your inner knowing becomes audible. When you allow yourself to sit in true silence, you're not doing nothing. You're creating room for the divine to move through you. Silence is where the noise of the ego begins to fade, and the whisper of the soul can finally be heard. In this stillness, something incredible happens. You stop trying to perform, fix, or explain, and instead, you begin to receive. The answers you were chasing suddenly begin to form within you, not as thoughts, but as clarity. The need to be understood dissolves, and the need to understand yourself deepens. Silence doesn't take away your power, it sharpens it. It gives your energy a place to recalibrate, and in doing so, transforms confusion into insight. During Mercury Kazimi, this spiritual portal opens wider than usual. The alignment invites you not to act, but to witness. Let this moment pass through you without interference. You are not here to force a breakthrough, but to allow one. The less you speak, the more you hear. The less you try to control, the more you connect. And in that sacred pause, you'll find that silence was never empty. It was full of everything you were meant to know. If you've made it this far, don't forget to subscribe for daily cosmic insights, astrology updates, and spiritual guidance, because the universe always has a message for you. There's a sacred stillness woven into the fabric of May 30th, a moment that asks for your full presence, not your performance. This is not the day to share updates, seek approval, or tell the world how you feel. When Mercury enters the heart of the sun, your inner world becomes more powerful than anything you could express outwardly. Any action you take now that stems from a need to be seen or understood risks misaligning you from your higher path. Validation is tempting, but silence is transformative. You may feel emotions rise, confusion, insight, even the urge to explain yourself or reach out. But resist the pull. Let those feelings float without needing to capture them. On this day, trying to make sense is not the assignment. This is a cosmic invitation to be still, to honor the pause, because the universe is doing the listening for you. It hears the energy behind your silence. It receives the intention behind your restraint. And it responds to the vibration you hold, not the words you speak. What you choose to embody on May 30th will quietly shape what comes to life on June 3rd. Think of this day as planting a seed, and how you plant it matters. If you root it in clarity, surrender, and inner peace, the fruits will come in divine timing. But if you rush, explain, or try to control the outcome, the growth may be stunted. So pause. Hold your energy like a prayer. The echo is already on its way. Mark June 3 on your heart, not just your calendar, because it isn't a day for doing, it's a day for witnessing. What unfolds then will not be random. It will be an energetic reflection of who you were during Mercury Kazimi. This is not a reward or a punishment, it's a mirror. If you embraced the silence on May 30th, held your energy close, and resisted the urge to react or explain, June 3rd may arrive with quiet revelations, sudden clarity, or even a breakthrough disguised as coincidence. But for those who couldn't sit with the stillness, who posted out of fear, who spoke from ego, who reached for reassurance, the energy may feel heavier. Confusion could linger like fog, and progress might stall without explanation. That's not because you failed, it's because the universe is teaching through reflection. What you experience on June 3rd is simply the echo of your energetic choices. It's the universe whispering back what you whispered to it, or what you shouted into the void. This day reminds us that transformation isn't just about the moment we choose to act, it's about the moments we choose not to. June 3rd won't announce itself loudly, but it will carry messages for those who are still enough to receive them. If you honored the pause, expect something to shift. Maybe not in your outer world just yet, but certainly in your perception of it. The alignment has already happened. Now you get to witness what it set into motion. There's a reason silence feels uncomfortable. Not because it's empty, but because the ego doesn't know what to do with it. The ego thrives on feedback, control, and noise. It needs to be heard, validated, and reassured. So when everything goes quiet, it panics. It creates thoughts to fill the space. It urges you to speak, to post, to react. But this isn't a flaw. It's a mirror. The discomfort reveals just how deeply we've been conditioned to measure our presence through activity. But beneath that noise, something softer and far wiser is waiting. The soul does not beg for attention. It waits. It whispers. It strengthens in silence. While the ego fears losing control, the soul understands that letting go is the first step toward real power. This is the sacred contrast of Mercury Kazimi. The ego wants to perform, but the soul wants to receive. And only in silence can you hear the difference between their voices. Not every insight is meant to be shared right away, especially when it's still taking shape inside you. During powerful energetic alignments like Mercury Kazimi, your inner revelations are sacred seeds. They need time, space, and silence to root deeply before they can bloom in the world. When you speak too soon, you expose something tender and vulnerable to outside influence. Even those who love you might unintentionally project their own fears, doubts, or limiting beliefs onto what you're discovering. This is where spiritual hygiene becomes crucial. Just as you wouldn't let someone with dirty hands touch a healing wound, you must be discerning about who and what you let into your energetic space. Overexposure of your evolving truth can cause leaks in your momentum. You might find yourself second-guessing, doubting, or minimizing something that once felt certain. Not because it's wrong, but because it was shared before it was fully anchored in your spirit. Boundaries are not barriers, they're protection for sacred growth. Let your truth mature within you first. Sit with it, feel it, test its strength in silence. Once it has grown roots, it will be unshakable, and then, if you choose to share it, no outside opinion will sway you. The most powerful transformations often happen in the dark, beneath the surface, away from prying eyes. Trust that your inner journey is enough. The world can wait. Right now, your energy deserves privacy, protection, and peace. Silence doesn't just settle the mind, it reveals what's been hidden beneath it. When you stop speaking, stop performing, and stop seeking validation, your true beliefs begin to rise, and they're not always pretty. I'm not enough. I must earn love. No one understands me. These thoughts aren't here to punish you. They're here to be witnessed. In the stillness of Mercury Kazimi, the lies you've carried quietly for years float to the surface. But this time, you get to choose whether to believe them again or finally let them go. This isn't a time to explain, to argue, or to prove your worth. It's not a day for declarations. It's a day for divine reception. You are not being asked to be the speaker of truth. You are being asked to be the vessel that receives it. Mercury Kazimi opens a spiritual frequency that doesn't respond to effort. It responds to surrender. The universe is broadcasting something sacred right now, but the signal can only be heard in the quiet corners of your heart. Be still enough to listen. What if you didn't have to force your next chapter into existence? What if the most powerful thing you could do today is nothing at all? Not because you're lazy or unclear, but because you trust. You trust that something higher is moving through you, arranging your path, planting seeds for breakthroughs you can't yet imagine. On May 30th, your silence is not an absence, it's a portal, and what you hold now in silence will echo back as clarity, opportunity, and revelation in the weeks to come. So take the pause seriously. Protect your energy like it's sacred, because it is. Don't speak just to be heard. Be silent so you can be transformed. If this message resonates, comment below. I choose sacred silence. Like this video to anchor the energy, and subscribe for more cosmic transmissions. Remember, the fire of Mercury Kazimi doesn't destroy those who are still. It refines them. And if you're listening carefully, you'll realize this silence is not empty, it's divine.